was a tweet that was put up yesterday by a known artist. Let me just put it that way. And I want to focus on the content of the tweet. He was talking about entrepreneurs and the fact that a lot of the young entrepreneurs now cannot find mentors because those who are big businessmen either stumbled into the wealth or they stole it, or it was from government, or they inherited. So there was no real transition. Taking that same principle of mentorship, how effective do you think the older generation of politicians or influence they will have on this incoming one? Because there just seems to be a want to grab, but there's no plan. And that's one thing that is missing, because you mentioned the issue of transition. There's no transition from even this government to, quote unquote, the younger. Why do you think that is so?
Well, I think it's because the elite, the ruling elite, deliberately just don't want that to happen. They don't want that smooth transition from what they are doing to those that are capable of taking over. Their children are all over the world, the best institutions studying. And by the time you know it, they will come back and seamlessly, they just get juicy offices, you know, positions of leadership where they don't even understand what is going on. So I think, just like I said, a legacy has to be created, a deliberate legacy by a deliberate attempt by the current administration.
But who would spearhead that?
Well, it's going to be good for the government because it's going to be their legacy. Not forgetting the fact that the youth also need to rise up and be seen as being serious to want to take over.
Now, based on your
based
on your engagement with some youths, some people in politics, candidates, what's your personal perception of how ready the youth are for 2019 and beyond?
Well, we have a lot of young people that have done well for themselves. But you see, unfortunately, most of them that are popular, and, you know, are either belong to one of the categories of those that are either inherited or, you know, stole it or just fell into it, you know, something like that. That is why we're going to have it very difficult to have them perform perfectly well according to the expectation of the people that perhaps might want to vote them into office, that might believe in them. So that is a major problem. So it has to be groomed. The presidents in the United States of America, for instance, are those that have been groomed right from their high school days up till the time when they start getting elected or appointed or something. Not like here when somebody just travels out and comes back and, you know, gets money from somewhere, comes over, go to his village, buy votes, and he's there in office. Or goes there, his father just send him, just go away, don't worry. By the time he comes back, give him House of Assembly, give him House of Rep, give him Senate. So those are the kind of problems. It's a vacuum. Unfortunately, they are just there as youth by virtue of their age, but by virtue of the of appreciating the generation that they belong to, there's still a vacuum there. So I think it's very important that we have a deliberate policy. It's going to be beneficial to the government if they have to do that. The present generation right now would not even want people of their age bracket, of their generation, to want to take over from them. We're talking about an average of 70, 65. If you look at president and the vice president's age, and most of the ministers, if you look at the age bracket, an average of the age bracket, you have like 65, 70. So I think it's important, and I know very well that they will not even want to hand over because they know what can happen. As far as the election slogan of the current administration was, as far as 2015, far back as 2015, these are the best crop of the whole generation that we can have in terms of integrity. So I don't think they will want to, and seriousness of governance. So I don't think they will want to hand over to a second fiddle, integrity-based.
How important do you think merit will be in 2019? You're going to have candidates who are going to reel out a list of achievements and things they've done, but in the same breath, you don't really see the pedigree of them coming into office. How do you think that can be fixed, if I can use
the current administration came in with a lot of promises, some of which they have attained. So when 2019 comes, they should not expect that their performance will be measured with an elastic ruler. It's still going to be a static ruler. So they should expect the same level of opposition, and they should be ready to talk and showcase whatever they have done so far. So I think it's very important that a lot of people have seen the reality. We had administrations far back that wallowed in a whole lot of wastage, corruption, and a lot of mismanagement. right now, the reality has dawned on Nigerians. A whole lot of loopholes have been fixed in the civil services, in government, at the MDAs. So some people are suffering as a result, suffering in quotes as a result, because there are no free meals anymore. So because of that, many people that perhaps depend on those people are also suffering, and there are those that are suffering genuinely. And the percentage of the masses that are feeling the reality of what is actually happening in this government. So people in their diverse categories are right now appreciating what governance is all about. And I don't think anybody can just go in 2019 and just box some people to a corner, give them stipend and ask them to come and vote. People will vote now by the fact that they are convinced by themselves that, well, we have to do this, we have to continue with this, or we have to go back to where we were before, or let's try something else.
All right, then. I think let's touch on quickly the political orientation in terms of the general concept and idea of politics. Do you think there's a good understanding of that among the youth?
Well, there's a development, there's a gradual progression in the understanding of governance. Understanding of governance with the social media and the whole lot of them. But there's actually this difficulty in transiting from social media activism
to action,
into the real action. So I think that is, if you browse through the social media, go through and see all sorts of things, you will see brilliant ideas from youth. You see brilliant narratives, but bringing it into reality, it becomes another story. So I think we need to transit from that into the real thing, into the real world, and participate fully in.
Thank you very much, Ahmed. Thanks for dropping by. Yes, and well, I guess we'll have you back very soon. Please keep tab on this youth so that we'll know what's going on.
Thank you so much.
All right, then we'll be back after the break, talking to the Big Brother housemate who was evicted, or should I say disqualified. What happened? What went wrong? Find out with Chloe after the break.
Now